Alrighty. Friday morning. We made it to Friday. I hate Fridays. I know people that work normal kind of jobs don't get that, especially primarily if you're off on the weekend. But Friday's my longest day. Just getting up that early messes up my whole day. Thus the caffeine right off the bat. Now I've had a fair amount of water already too, but yeah, I'm gonna need this caffeine. So I don't know what to expect. This is me walking into a newly I don't want to say refurbished, renovated fitness center. First time in my 20 years of being there that they've done anything anywhere near this massive. I really don't know what to expect. One thing I'm hoping is that it'll be a little easier on my feet, because supposedly they were going to rubberize the entire gym, which they have needed to do for a very long time. I know that today's modern commercial gyms have a lot of them have carpet, and it's antibacterial and all that kind of stuff to keep out the funk and whatever. But I don't think ours is, and the room definitely has a little bit of a funk to it. I'm curious how the dehumidifier is going to work in a room that now has a door to the outside. I'm expecting that we're going to have to probably empty that dehumidifier more often, which is fine. I mean, I do it every time I'm there, so more often just means somebody else during the day is going to have to do it. I don't know how much, if any, of the equipment is new from the perspective of explaining it to users. Hopefully, if it is something new, it's not so different that they can't just get on and kind of figure it out. Because that's all I'm going to do. We don't ever have user manuals and stuff around anymore like we used to. And I'm not responsible for the things that I used to be responsible for, where I would have access and need for user manuals. So whatever. Got some scratch offs to play after work. Got some recycling to take after work. Mega Millions is up pretty big, so I'm probably going to get a few more of those and keep my fingers crossed. Traegerator didn't do me so hot last night. Partly my fault. I'll admit user error on some of that, but also had a probe go bad, which is not very encouraging on the third cook. So yeah, the probe into the chicken at one point just completely pooped out, and we had to use a different probe. We weren't sure, but we got it to the temperature it needed to be. And I know that sometimes raw chicken is scary as hell. And so sometimes seeing chicken that's that juicy and occasionally there's some pink there, I know that can happen with smoking. It's just not very appetizing. I knew we were pushing it on the amount of time. I was pushing it on the amount of time I gave myself to cook the chicken. Had I started earlier and not felt rushed, maybe I would have felt more comfortable with looking at a chicken that, to traditional thoughts, was not done. But it was. I just got in my head. It smelled good. So, as much as I was being a pissy bitch about it last night, probably try it again another time. Just take more time with it and enjoy it a little more. It's like, okay, what do I want? It's chicken that has a touch of pink and super juicy whatever or dry. And that's the same problem I used to run into when I would just try to grill anything. It's like I either overdo it or I underdo it. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll try it again another day. Anyway, I'm at the workhouse. There's some strange activity, folks driving around, so I'm going to turn off my camera and see what's what and who's it. Well, I have to say, it is a massive difference. A major improvement, frankly. And yes, the floor is all rubberized. Kind of shocked. It actually looks pretty good. I'm wondering what the complaints will be. Because you know there's going to be complaints. Oh, where's this? Where's that? Why'd you do this? Why'd you do that? So, we'll see. For now, I'm pleased. Looks good to me. Most everything's still here. I think the only machine that's not was one that didn't get used all that much anyway. So, yeah. Looks pretty good. All right, work is done. Recycling is dropped off. Lottery tickets are purchased. So I gave you a very brief tour of the fitness center. Of course, I didn't turn the lights on. When I did turn the lights on, I started to think I actually liked it better with the lights off in there. They're not going to do that, but anyway. I did start to slowly unravel the mystery of what was gone, because, you know, the main comments were, it feels like there's more space, more room in here. Well, and there is, because there's more equipment gone than what I thought was going to be gone. The YMCA, I'm going to assume, is like most YMCAs. It is generally an older crowd. And this room was done with, I think, a younger crowd in mind. And I'm not sure how much that's going to come into play. I'm not sure it's going to be very appreciated. We went from 4 recumbent bikes to 1. We went from, what were we? We were at 9 treadmills. I think we went from 9 to 7 or 8. We went from, I don't know how many ellipticals, down to 3 or 4. 1/3 of our dumbbells are gone, although I'm told that they are in storage and they're going to be put outside when the outside area is complete. And maybe the biggest that people are going to be unhappy about, at least temporarily. This is a work in progress. So to say this is a done deal and this is how it's going to be is false. But I don't know what is yet to come for sure, although I have heard that we're getting at least 1, if not more, dumbbell or racks, power racks. Because right now we don't have a bench press. And I hate to stereotype, but I do think more often than not, men go to the gym because they want a bench press. And so not having one is not going over real well. I mean, there's other little things that are kind of quirky. It's like, wow, okay, why did we do that? So they rubberized the floor in the whole room, which is great. That's way, way overdue. They should have never had any of it carpeted. However, they used a different density foam, thicker and more dense foam, or rubber, I guess I should say, on the weight side of the room as opposed to the cardio side of the room. And that's well and good. It's fine. It's understandable, but it's not the same color. It looks like the same color without closer examination, but it's 2 different colors, and it's driving me crazy. I don't know if anybody else is concerned about it, and I know it's my brain's need for patterns, explainable, repeatable patterns, or lack thereof, that just kind of had me tail spinning for a little bit. All the hooks that people use for their coats in the winter, hats, whatever all else you might hang on a hook, including car keys more often than not this time of year, are in the hallway. I don't think that's a great idea. because now car keys are, for the most part, unless you're exercising in the hallway, which some people do, but for the most part, your car keys are now out of sight. And we have had issues before where someone takes someone else's car keys, and all you have to do is go out in the parking lot and hit the key fob to find out where the car is. And if the car doesn't get stolen, anything in it could be stolen. And if it is stolen, more than likely you've got your house keys on that key ring too. And then you start to encounter all kinds of horrible scenarios that could happen. So they might need to reconsider that. We lost a rower, which isn't going over well, but that's another thing that I'm told we will have in the new expanded workout area outside. Outside, yes. They have a new area outside, covered, concrete floor, covered, heat and fans, no AC, but heat, fans, lights, and the equipment there is there to stay, and that will help us alleviate some of the crowd inside. They did put in a door where there used to be a window. They put a door to that area from the fitness center. The complaint right now that I'm hearing from some coworkers is that anything stored outside, because there is no fence around this outside area, which is not very smart in my mind. The equipment used outside will be stored overnight in a shipping container that is one of the quote-unquote walls of the outside workout space. And that means that every night, whoever closes has to put that equipment away, and then the following morning, whoever opens has to pull that equipment back out. Okay, cool. Let's just see if we're going to have any kind of protection from wind and rain when we're doing that, because I don't really want to go to work and get soaking wet first thing at the beginning of a 5-hour shift. And then, how heavy is it? Who's going to move it? If it's something real heavy, we'll see. So things have been thought through, just some of them not thought through as much as others. I don't mean to complain, because I heard enough complaints this morning about things that people should not be complaining about. But they do. It's amazing what people will complain about. So we had machines. We literally had resistance machines in the hallway prior to this, because there wasn't room for everything in the fitness center itself. So we got rid of some of the less used machines, and so that we could put the machines that are used, like the ones that were in the hallway, back into the room. Which also meant the hallway space opened up. A lot of people go into the hallway for kettlebell stuff, for stretching, for abs. And I had a man today complain about, where are we supposed to stretch now? He's already in the hallway. He's got his space. And he's complaining about not having a place to stretch. Well, isn't that what you're doing right where you are? And I look next to him is a lady. She's doing the same thing. And behind me, on the other side of the hallway from him, is somebody else doing the same thing. And a little ways down the hall is somebody else doing the same. You do it right where you are, Dick. His name's Dick. What are you complaining about? My God. Be happy that we made some effort to improve the place. Anyway, I did hear someone who wanted to do squats, and because there is no bench press, the squat rack was being used for bench, which it's a power rack. It's not just a squat rack, it's a power rack, so you can do bench press and squat in a power rack. The only other option for this individual was the Smith machine, which for most people, Smith machine is not an option for bench press. It's not a good option for bench press for anyone, but people still do it, and people still squat with Smith machine, and it's just not the best idea. But he complained about it and said, but his complaint was not that it was the Smith machine, but that they left the weights on the bar, and I can't get those weights. Well, yes, you can. You're a man of mature adult age and have relative strength of a man your size can lift a 45-pound plate off of the bar. What were you going to use otherwise? Just weird what people complain about. I'm glad to be done. I'm done for a week. I actually saw my boss, who I rarely see, walking into the building as I was in my truck. She didn't see me. I do kind of think sometimes I get a little suspicious that she knows when I leave on Fridays and she doesn't come till I'm gone. But today I was there later than normal. I do feel like sometimes maybe she's avoiding me. I don't know why. Maybe it's just my own paranoia, but yeah. Anyway, all's well that ends well, and today ended well, and I'm about to be at my house. I'm gonna see to my father and go for a walk. It's not raining currently. It's not extremely hot yet. It's truck says 79. Good enough. I need a walk. I didn't go yesterday, and I regret it. I did manage to get 4,400 steps so far, which is good. A good start to the day. My walk should take me over my 10,000 for the day. And then I need to ski some later, and that'll get me some more steps. I totally forgot that there's a rowing or a Concept 2 challenge this month, and fortunately I am not out of it yet because it hasn't it's not a per day kind of thing, it's a per week, and I think I may have already gotten this week's requirement. Pretty sure I did. I don't know, maybe not, but I will if I haven't. It's not a crazy difficult one to start, but I'll get it, and we'll be on our way. It's called the Dog Days Challenge. 10,000 meters cumulative the first week, 20 the second, 30 the third, 40 the fourth. 40 is doable, even if it's just a 6K every day. That gets you there. So that's what's left for me today. Thanks for watching. See ya.